Hi, and welcome to Ginos Picks. My name's Joe Fernandes, the producer of this show. I'm filling in for Geno, who's stuck out west in a snowstorm. He's going to join us right now via satellite. What's up, Geno?
See, the hat proves I'm in Seattle. Believe me, I am. We're snowed in. Hopefully we'll get out by Christmas. But Joe, thanks so much for handling this, and thank you so much for what you've done all year. These picks would have been nothing without you. You're incredible. We have 1 week left. First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all the viewers that have stuck with us, even through this little cold spell. But I got a good feeling about this week, so let's get right to it. Now, Geno's Picks.
But first, you know what really grinds my gears? When comics come on this show, shit the bed, and fuck up Geno's mojo. Sure, Joe Conti came on, read through Geno's rambling nonsense, became Broadway Joe, and went 4-0, only to come back last week, just like the Jets defense in Seattle against Seneca Wallace, and goes 1-3. Who the hell is Seneca Wallace? Then Joe Narvaez comes on and in typical Puerto Rican fashion contributes nothing and leaves us bleeding, sending Geno into a picks funk that has him now flipping coins. Flipping coins? That's the true desperation of a degenerate gambler. Hey, Chupacabra, stay the fuck away and take your Thanksgiving Day Lions pick. Now let's go to Geno's Picks.
My first pick. The Dolphins are giving 2.5 to the Jets in New York. The Jets need this game suddenly to even salvage a shot at the playoffs. And Brett Favre thrives in games like this, right? Wrong. Brett Favre the Messiah in Green Bay does. Not Brett Favre the Pariah, which he's become in New York. But weren't they 8-3? Once you prove you can play to that level, doesn't the coach have to keep you there? Exactly. I blame Eric Mangini, who's taken them from 8-3 to 9-4, and now has them looking as listless as a chronic masturbator with a drawer of empty socks. Exactly. He's to blame. Now, let's go to the other side. Chad Pennington never got ruffled by the New York media. Chad Pennington's like that chubby girl you always drunk dial. He may not be the best alternative, but he's always there when you need him. And years later down the line, you realize he's the one you should have stayed with, and not that supermodel Brett Favre, who now only causes you grief and aggravation. Tony Sparano is an amazing coach, and he's taken this team from 1-15 to the first team ever to win 10 games coming off a year like that. If they win 11, they're in the playoffs. Joey Porter will continue to stay in the backfield like he's been all year, and Brett Favre will go to his usual Yahtzee play, which is just heaving the ball up and hoping for the best. On the other side, Pennington will be more controlled, passing the ball to Bess, passing the ball to Ginn, and using the Wildcats football that are Williams, Brown, and Cobb. The Jets, the JTS, are MESS mess. The Fins are going to the postseason. Take Sparano's Fins and gladly give the 2.5. My next pick. The Chiefs are getting 3 from the Bengals in Cincinnati. Really? The Bengals are giving points in a game this year? I don't understand this. Wow, is it because they beat Cleveland on the road last week? Well, thank goodness for that, gamblers. Look, both teams in this game are eliminated. But the difference is the young Chiefs are playing to protect Coach Herm Edwards' job, who has trusted the young guys and given them a chance and turn this team around. Marvin Lewis, on the other hand, has taken this team nowhere, and I wouldn't expect him this week to get bailed out quite as easily as all his players have been through his tenure. Any fantasy owner will tell you what Herm Edwards has always known. Tyler Thigpen is a gem, and the Chiefs will open him up against a horrific Bengals defense. Watch for Thigpen to spread the ball around more widely than Jodie Foster's legs in The Accused. Hey, Cincy, you're next, college boy. Take the Chiefs and give the 3. The Steelers are giving 10.5 to the Browns in Pittsburgh. Only 10.5? Really? Tell me what I'm missing here. The Browns have not scored an offensive TD in 5 weeks, and now Dorsey's out and they're starting 4th quarterback Brad Gradkowski, who you may remember from his incredible 2006 13-game, 9-touchdown, 9-interception campaign. Of course, someone that mediocre is an all-star in Cleveland. He's the tallest midget in the circus, the best-looking leper in the colony, the quietest Jew in the attic. Come on, Week 17 had to get one more in. Gradkowski is not the answer because he's not even the problem. The Browns have no leadership, and what few they have left are calling it a season. Latest addition, Jason Wright, the offensive spark plug, is not playing this week. What are they going to do? Their few scores come on opposing teams' errors, which so often happens with Big Ben Steelers and Mike Tomlin at the helm. No. But Geno, the Steelers are going to rest their players. Really? I know how teams love to get their guys rusty and not have them play for 2 full weeks before a playoff game. No, they'll be in long enough. And they may pull Big Ben, but Byron Leftwich will be fine to hand off to Willie Parker, who needs to have a great game for his confidence. Over the past 4 or 5 games, he's averaging 2.3 yards per carry. Well, don't worry, Cleveland is the cure for that. Look for him to get his form back, and while he'll also be spelled by Mewelde Tyler Moore. See what I did? He'll share the load. And I'll tell you, Mewelde Moore may stumble through a word like thesaurus, but one thing he can spell is Foster. Look for 3 byes after this game. Pittsburgh going to the playoffs with a bye, and a long overdue bye-bye for Romeo Crennel, which stinks because that's going to take from a ton of jokes next year. At any rate, take the Steelers, give the 10.5. Which brings me to my lock of the week, Joe. The Patriots are giving 6.5 to the Bills in Buffalo. Yes, this is a divisional game, and yes, the Bills are at home, but that only puts more pressure on them. Why do you think they played so well against Denver? Because they were on the road. Remember college road trips? You try anything and everything on the best or worst chicks, and it just about always worked? Why? Because you didn't care who was looking. You were on the road. But what happened once you got home? You didn't score at all. Because everyone there knew that you were a 0, and that's what they came to expect from you. Well, hello, Buffalo. Welcome back. Denver's the only team they've ever beaten this year with a winning record, and if you factor in Ed Hockley's flub, they're a 7-7 team who's playing like garbage. Now, Bill Belichick and his Patriots, who last year at this time were just worried about losing that undefeated record, now they're just out to prove they can make the playoffs with Matt Castle, and they're doing well. Look for them to come out swinging, beat the crap out of the Bills, and look for their reserves to be on the field by about 1:45. Sealing the deal is the fact that Buffalo is stating Dick Duran's job is still in the air as we speak, and believe me, the people of Buffalo want this Dick again about as much as the girl you nailed on that college road trip. Take the Pats and give the 6.5.